Help support the channel by liking this video, subscribing, and commenting, and also sharing. And if you want to help the extra mile, make sure you go support my Patreon at patreon.com/gumpsvideos. We have a $1, $5, $10, $20, and $50 tiers with all different benefits that I think you guys will enjoy. Now, I hope you guys enjoy the video, and see you soon. Where do I start? Some of you might be wondering why I'm wearing this and this little ice pack in the back of my head, because there's only so much physical and mental trauma I can take. And this movie has done a lot of repetitive blunts to the back of my head. It is honestly the angriest I've gotten watching a movie in a long time. And some of you might be wondering to yourself, we've been watching the series for a minute and you haven't really gotten mad. Not like you used to, because I was throwing on a show. But I'm like, let me be more genuine when I review something, because, you know, I just don't want to be that guy. But this movie genuinely pissed me off to a whole new level of just bad characters and bad writing. Some of you might be wondering, can you put your money where your mouth is? And I'll tell you, yeah, I can, because I can fucking write a better script than this. Some of the dialogue is some of the most atrocious dialogue I've seen in a while, at least off the top of my head. It's just the dialogue is there to serve a purpose of just explaining things that we already know. Don't get me wrong, dialogue in film does serve a purpose of letting people know things that we don't really know, or to serve exposition, because exposition will always be a thing in film. You can't just eliminate it. There will always be a film that needs some form of exposition, especially in fantasy. I understand that. But I don't understand why, when we have a little adolescent Eragon dragon thing, I like Sophia, Safara. I don't even care about the names, by the way. The only name I know is Eragon, because how much he pissed me off, and they scream Eragon, 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 and they just say his name in so many different ways. That's the only reason why I know his name. But you got fucking Sophia, the fucking blue dragon, who's like a literal teenager thing. She flies away, and then you see her just disappear in the distance, and then you see Eragon go like, oh. And then that should be the end of the scene right there. Or just move to the next shot. You know what they do? Eragon says, let me get the direct quote, because I wrote it in here somewhere. The exact line of dialogue is, she's gone. No fucking shit. I want to talk about Eragon, but I want to save him for last. For good reason. But this entire, like, going with dialogue that serves absolutely no purpose. Like the beginning of the movie, I understand it's always cool to have a narrator in the beginning of your movie, especially when it comes to epic and adventurous movies. You have Irons narrating this, which is cool, because Irons has got one of the best voices in the industry, in my opinion. He's got such a deep, commanding voice. It's just something about it. He's narrating, and then we cut to Eragon after this bullshit sequence with the ginger and this egg. He grabs a bow and walks out. Then Iron says, and here is our hero going on a hunt, and his life will never be the same. I'm like, but we know that. He's obviously just a farmer based off a location. He's grabbing a bow, so my tiny PP brain just like, let me deduce this for you, because let me get the gears going. I know it's a little rusty in the brain, but let me get the gears going. Wait, give me a second. It's a little pull action, like the lawnmowers. You gotta get a little gas power, get a little pulling. It takes a couple of tries, and you gotta be really strong to get in there. Just pull, and then after you pull hard enough, you deduce. I think he's a farmer going to get some food. But the movie handled that for you. So it just saved all that pesty pulling and grinding, trying to get that lawnmower started. So don't worry about it. And I don't understand why, out of all the people in this entire universe, in this entire world they set up, I don't know why they picked Eragon. at the end of the movie, Sophia was like, I chose you because you have heart. What do you mean? There's so many other people in the entire world. They are more experienced, less annoying, less prissy, and less... And then Eragon. Eragon alone is the most obnoxious guy. I'm not going to get into it. We're going to save that for later because we have some things to say. This movie does not shy away from cliches. Every movie needs their cliche to, like, keep something familiar in a story. I mean... Some people think cliches are bad. They're not always bad. There's times when cliches are okay. They're not something that you gotta run away from, but you just gotta make sure you're not using them in a lazy storytelling way. Like, we've seen this cliche done a million times this exact way. This movie just does the cliche copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste. You got yourself the lovely family that has no drama. They're so whimsical and laughing. And then, you know, go figure. The uncle dies. We were not cursed with a trilogy or however many books there were, because I never read the books. But I can guarantee you the brother dies, or the cousin, my bad. They look so much alike, I'm surprised they're cousins. Like, when I remember watching this as a kid, I thought they were twins. But no, they're cousins. Tell me in the comments down below, if you read the book, did he die? Because the way at least the way they portrayed him in the movie, he dies. That's how I'm going to interpret it. But then the uncle dies. The guy who's like, yeah, well, he's got to go on his adventure. He's so wise and smart and caring and understanding of the struggles of his family. He's like, I understand why he's leaving. I understand why you one day are going to have to leave, and it's going to be your choice. So why? Oh my God, you're dead! I never saw that coming. It's like I'd never seen a movie before. Characters dying. Another problem with this movie is it looks so ugly and so boring. Like the first 30 minutes when he's like around his hometown, it's like this dark, musky blue. Just like you take the color blue, it's so beautiful because blue is my favorite color. You take this beautiful blue, and then you just unzip your pants, urinate all over it, and then throw it in the mud. Take it out, and that's the project you get with the colors. You're like, that's what I want. It's so ugly, and a lot of the sets are disgusting. I understand there's certain like locations that are supposed to look disgusting, but they look disgusting in the wrong way. Like, a lot of the sets are just boring. You have this awesome, fantastical world of fantasy. There's anything. The sky is literally the limit. You have nothing holding you back in fantasy. You know what a lot of their back scenery is? Mountains. Just mountains. I am literally a neighbor to Pennsylvania. If I wanted to see mountains, I'll take a 2-hour drive to the Poconos. I don't need your shit. I don't need your fucking mountains like, let's go in the hills. Half the movies taking place in the fucking woods. That's boring. We only saw humans, and I think they were orcs and in a shade. I don't know what the fuck that is, because they just kill them off before they even explain anything. And by the way, talking about the shade, my dude looked normal for a minute. And then literally one scene, he looks normal. And then he's getting ready to prepare for an invasion. And that scene comes up. He just literally looks like a freaking dried up raisin. Literally more dried up than a normal raisin. Like he's like dried. There's nothing left of him. And he's got chapped lips. I'm sitting there watching and I'm like... It was driving me nuts. I'm just, get some fucking chapstick, brother. I got some chapstick right here. If you need it, it's cherry flavored. I'm not sure if you're allergic, but I mean, shit, I don't want to kill you off. I'd rather have Eragon die. But, you know, he died anyway because, you know, he's a villain and we don't like villains. Because the villains are literally one-sided. They're one note where you just wanted to kill people. It's fucking annoying. Like, I mean, come on. Like, the villain is like this king. I forget the fucking actor's name, but he was from Red, Retired Extremely Dangerous, or some shit like that. He's from those movies. He was in a couple other movies. He was in that Nicolas Cage Plain Prisoner movie. He was in that too. The guy's a good actor. So what does he do? He just sits around, walks around saying, I am unbearably upset. Give me my stone back. The guy has no character. He's so flat. He's just like, kill anyone who opposes me. I'm like, I wish I knew what this guy, how he got into power, why he went into power, what is his story, what's his name. Fucking flies. I just want to know more about him. You know what we get? Kill the kid. I'm angry. I'm upset in the most monotone way. This movie really set me off. There's a couple points in time where the ADR is so obviously there. It is so distracting. Half the time it's when Eragon is casting a spell, even though Irons was like, yeah, I'm just going to call him Jeremy Irons because I don't know his actual character's name. Who cares? Irons is like, don't use magic unless it's really necessary. Use it as a last resort because it can weaken you, then kill you. And if you die, the dragon dies. And you two die, then guess what? This entire world is royally fucked. So he just uses it like cotton candy. Don't get me wrong. I like magic more than the next guy because when it comes to fantasy, I want to see magic. That's why I was really upset with Lord of the Rings growing up. I'm like, I want to see more magic. I recently rewatched it, by the way. Really good stuff. I really loved it. But I want to see magic. But if the world tells you you can't, at least with Eragon and Dragon Riders, don't use magic willy-nilly, then don't fucking use it. I'm glad that you're using it, but don't use it like cotton candy. This man's like, okay, let me unlock a door. Okay, unlock with some voodoo spell. Oh my god, we're being attacked. Get a branch. And I love how spells are literally just words in Elvish. That's gonna suck for the elves then. Imagine an elf was a Dragon Rider. What the fuck's he supposed to do? Like, he just speaks and he's spamming magic all over the goddamn place. He's like, I need to take a shit. A wall of shit just comes all over the place. It just, to me, it makes no logic. Or unless the world itself is very racist and they're like, yeah, we only want humans being Dragon Riders because Elvish already got magic, natural magic. So, I mean, I don't know that because I actually don't know what the elves look like. In fact, I don't even know what the hell the world looks like. I don't know if they even have magic. Because, again, this world is so fucking flat that, wait, I didn't even know, what was it, Verdun? Like, this garden, but with a V? Like, I don't want to even understand, like, what the world we're in. Because they're just too busy prancing around, and I had to hear fucking Eragon's bitching. I think I wasted this time enough. Let's talk about Eragon. Worst hero ever. Eragon's literally the worst hero you can ever create. The man does nothing but bitch, complain, get his ass kicked, and have other people help him. And then him demand that I am a hero. I'm actually better than you think I am. And then he gets Irons killed. The only character I was actually like, I kind of like this guy. I kind of like him because you know what? He had a past. And I want to reveal that past. Oh, but you just want to kill him off. They make Eragon look cool. Because the second Irons died, he had his little funeral with crystallized whatever. After that, after constantly getting his ass beat, out of nowhere, he just goes like this. He goes from this. I want to know this. I want to know that. I want to know the worst. That's literally all his character, by the way, the first hour of the movie. The movie's only an hour 45, which is really short for a fantasy movie. Serves me better, though. I couldn't take another fucking minute. Eragon's entire character is just asking questions. I'm like, there's more natural ways for us to learn something. Plus, when he was bitching about shit, I barely learned anything. His complaints and his questions are so narrow, they're asking word-by-word basis. What's the word for tree in Elvish? Like, those are the kind of questions he asked. So tell me, does that serve your world any better? And let me tell you, Elvish is not even the creator of Eragon's language. It was created by Tolkien. I can guarantee you they didn't try to make their own little spin on the language. They're like, let's just copy that language because it's the universal thing, so we might as well just keep it. It's fucking lazy. It's really, I don't know how the books are. I mean, if you just keep the language of Elvish, it's fine, but this movie's already lazy enough. It's just, I wanted to see something creative. The concept itself is awesome, but it's already based off the book. Something I haven't read. The concept I like is Dragon Riders and the lore behind that. Why are they so powerful? How are they chosen? Apparently the egg itself chooses, but then how? I want to know more about this stuff. Well, I want to ask these questions. I want to learn. But the movie's just like, let's focus on Eragon constantly bitching, constantly saying that how he's actually better than everyone thinks he is, and then he gets into combat, nearly gets his Sophia dragon killed, and he always gets his ass fucking kicked every 15 seconds, and Irons has to save his ass, or this random guy with a cloak and dagger, because you always have to have those in a fantasy movie. This guy in a cloak and dagger saves his ass. He literally saw this guy who he didn't even meet 5 minutes ago. He just looks up at him, and he sees him pointing an arrow in his general vicinity, and he's like, I'm going to sit here and probably take it, because this stranger who's wearing a dark robe with a hood up, very mysterious. I think he just wants to say hello. Shoots an arrow, flies past his face, hits the north behind him. Thank God he was a good guy. That's all I'm going to say. Thank God, because Eragon just needs a hero. And because he's not the hero, I love how everyone's sitting there like, dude, Aragon's this fucking great person. Like, when Irons is dying, he's like, you made me love life again. I'm like, motherfucker, you made me want to jump off a goddamn bridge. You're horrible. You're annoying. All you did was complain about literally everything that hit your way. Like, Irons is hiding a part of his past, and Aragon's, why did you lie to me? I'm like, technically, he didn't lie to you, though. He really didn't. He just didn't say anything. He's like, he lied to me. When it's revealed he's a freaking dragon rider, Sophia is like, oh, it makes sense. Like, no shit. How else does he know all about the dragons? How has he got a dragon killer sword? Like, you guys are the biggest idiots I've ever seen. Pull. You made me feel smart. That's saying something. You made me feel like I was a detective, and I could not survive at being a detective. You know why? Because the clue books and the shit like that where you gotta find where's Waldo, like those kind of books. I couldn't fucking do it. Like those little kid books when you were a kid, you're like find the screwdriver. I would sit there for 15 minutes. There's only like 7 goddamn things on the page, and I'll sit there like I can't find it. It's literally the main picture in the frame. It's just like this giant screwdriver. Everything else is just around it. I'm like I can't find it. But this movie made me feel like an intellectual. If you are feeling stupid and you feel like you're hating life, just watch this, because you know what, you'll be a little bit more angry, but you're like, man, I feel smart. I feel like I'm an intellectual, because apparently $100 million budget for a fantasy movie, again, which is a little low, but again, for the times, it's understandable. But for a $100 million movie, they really put their money on the magic, which is just visual noise and not actual set production. To me, it doesn't make sense. Don't get me wrong. When I see magic, I want to see the visual candy. I want to see that. But it's got to be earned. And for fuck's sake, it's just cotton candy for the eyes. And it's not even that good looking, because everything's just so grained out. It's so terrible. Oh my God. One of my favorite acting moments in this entire movie is when Eragon, after Irons died, he had this persona that he's automatically tough, like he learned so much. He's confronted by the guy who saved his life with the bow and arrow, with the cloak and dagger and shit like that. He's talking to him, trying to confront him, but like he's bouncing his sword around like a fucking child, and he's going like this. Imagine me with this in the ice pack and everything like that, going like this, with a sword bouncing up and down. You wouldn't be threatened by me. You would kick me in the goddamn nuts and walk away. I just don't. I can't comprehend it. Their form of character development is, let's kill the mentor, because that's never been done before, and then automatically he learns, because the mentor Irons literally did nothing but tell him to do certain things, like this, do that, do this, do that. And there's times where I'm like, yeah, Eragon, you can rebel every once in a while, because that is your character. But there's times where I'm like, okay, you rebelled and nearly got your ass beat. You rebelled, nearly got Sophia killed. You rebelled, the both of you almost died. On top of that, you got Irons killed. I don't understand where he's learning, and like how he's like, because he still does the same mistake. Like, after that, he just continuously makes the same mistakes, which I understand a character and a hero, especially a hero, needs his flaws to make them interesting. But when there's literally nothing there to the character that makes you like them, it's kind of hard to just attach to yourself. And you're like, yeah, he's a good character. He's really horrible. I can't handle it. I mean, it messed up at the back of my neck. Give me blunt force trauma, constantly kicking me in the back of the head. They're like, hey, I know you're stupid. I know you've been a potato for 15 fucking years, but let me explain this to you. She's gone. She's gone. Even though you just saw it, but she's gone. Yeah, that's it. Peace.